Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, to the official Rockfish Games stream of EVERSPACE 2. I am your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games, and I am floating in this way to avoid blocking the UI, which we'll be talking a little bit about today, as well as covering some cool things that I'm sure you're excited to look at. So you'll note in the upper left corner, we have another new build for all of those who are tracking all of the builds. Nothing crazy, okay? There's a lot of things going on, going towards some fantastic processes, you know what I'm talking about, and you just want to see it, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dive straight in, we're gonna look at some cool stuff going on, talking about it. Should be a really good time. So, welcome to everybody in the chats. I believe it's working on YouTube. Yay, yes, fantastic. Just want to point out, we did have a little bit of an issue last week. We did get that video posted up on YouTube, so you can still go to our Rockfish Games channel over on YouTube to find that. Just kind of an interesting sort of situation we had to wrap our heads around. But like I said, it's been fixed. So hello, YouTube. It's great to have you. Also, welcome everybody on Twitch as well as Steam. You guys are great. I love you dearly. Oh my gosh, water is fantastic. Also, those game sounds are really low. Let's adjust that, shall we? Oh, much better. Much better. Oh yeah, I'm digging this. That's right, feels good. I'm feeling good today, guys. One other thing that I wanted to talk about is we added a couple of new features here. And this is gonna continue to grow, of course, so honestly, it's a little pointless for me every time we add something to be like, hey guys, look, we added, you can remove camera shakes. But still, like, just know that we're working on these things, right? Eventually, we will have that toggle that allows you to change your inertia dampeners, okay? It's gonna show up eventually, all right? Lots of other options that will probably be from the game standpoint here. But yeah, still working on a lot of those things. Great. So, like I said, we want to dive right in on this. We want to show you some new stuff. Who wants to see new cockpits, yeah? Yeah? We've been working on these. As a quick disclaimer as well, it has to be said, guys. It has to be said. Everything you see is work in progress. The content on these streams is to give you the bleeding edge of development. You are seeing it here first, folks, absolutely first. That doesn't mean that it's finished. That means that we are trying to get that level of polish, and we want you to see the results of our fruit and our labor. So we're gonna dive into this. If you have criticisms, that's great, that's fine. Just know it's gonna get better than this. It's only getting better. Okay, I'm not saying that disclaimer ever again forever. Yeah, until next stream or in 5 minutes. All right, here we go. So first things first, we're actually gonna, I wanted to choose a nice snazzy ship for this showcase. I really like this one. It looks pretty clean. I like how the front of the ship and the back of the ship seem to go together really well, and it's pairing. You can find this motif, like this metal motif with the holes in it. We got it going forward and backward. It's nice. A nice jet-like Superfly ship. So this is what we're gonna be flying. It is an interceptor. Yeah, we have most of the stuff that we had from last stream. I went ahead and, excuse me, I optimized a couple of things from last stream, so as you can see, everything is now superior. Because, dang it, we have to be awesome, right? So we are working with a thermal gun, a blaster, and a scatter gun. We can change those out if need be. Oh, I need to store this bad boy. We have a lot of content in storage. Energy charge, hang on to those too. We'll sell this eventually. But otherwise, yeah, our inventory should be fairly standard here. You can also see the UI. Let me just peace out for a second. Pop. And you can see the UI. We are getting more and more of this stuff taken care of. Obviously placeholders, but we have hoverables now. Where all of your details are going to have this really nice interface. This is not just bound to mouse and keyboard, by the way. Let me grab my Controller, yeah, so now I'm using a controller. You can actually see it with the toggles up top. So it's very accessible, no matter if you're using mouse and keyboard or not. Otherwise, like with EVERSPACE 1, I don't know how many of you noted and commented on how the contents on the right side of a lot of the menus, you couldn't find any information if you were using a controller. If you're on console, you were basically screwed. You couldn't see this information. So that's been fixed. Thank you for that feedback, everybody. And we will continue to move forward with more feedback like that from the community. So thank you and you're welcome at the same time. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful good times. All right, let's also look at our devices. We have an Annihilator virus and an EMP generator, which I'm going to change out. We're gonna use the magnetic repulsor because I love it. It's so much fun. It's also really fun to see in use. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Perks wise, we did reach level 10, so I went ahead and chose play it safe. Activating a device adds 5 charges of reactive armor, negating the damage of the next 5 impacts. This lasts for 6 seconds. Ooh, nice. That's pretty great. You can hover with the mouse on cargo items for a second, please. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Just for a second. 1. Okay, that's it. I'm just kidding. Oh, here you go. Here, let's give you something with a lot of meat to it. There you go. But yeah, otherwise, we are gonna look at the cockpits here in just a second. I know that I'm teasing that so much, but really a big focus of all of these streams, again, also, I need more light. Oh my gosh, much better. I look so much cleaner and attractive. That's really what we're aiming for in these streams, but not too much, all right? I'm a married man. All right, let's go ahead and see, let's go check out the cockpits. Let's go check them out. We want to see it. Get me out into it. All right, so are you ready? Are you ready? Oh man. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this, guys? Can you see it? I know that's like the most annoying thing from a streamer. Hey, did you guys see that? Are you looking at the stream right now? Obviously you are. I'm just really excited, okay? This is very much work in progress, okay? Very much work in progress. So we're gonna get a little bit of light on this. Oh, What's that number moving when we increase in speed? What? Is that a speedometer? Do we have a speedometer in the ship? Was that possibly a popular request? If anyone goes to anywhere online and says Rockfish Games doesn't listen to their community, they are flat out freaking liars. I'm telling you guys. That's right. We have been hard at work bringing these features to life for you. And we're pretty pleased with the results thus first. And you are the first ones to see this. This is the exclusive first look. So I hope that you are enjoying all of this hard work and how it's paying off. And from all of your feedback too. Seriously, just a major shout out to our community and everything that you guys have had to offer. Well, most things. A lot of what you have had to offer has been not just focused around like your specific desires, but you're looking out for the game as a whole, like what you feel everybody would enjoy. And seriously, that's incredible. Thank you for that style of feedback so that we can continue to make those improvements to build this game out in the sexiest fashion that's possible. Let's be honest. So you'll also note that these bars, I mean, look at the glass panels and everything. We got all of this little detail. This is one of many different glass panel options you can have customized in the game. That's right. There's more? Yes, there's more. But it's not ready to show yet. Oh my gosh. I know. But we are definitely working on it, and we hope that this pleases you greatly. Oh my gosh. It feels good. Like, we're really happy with the results thus far. How are you guys liking it? Yes? Just gonna look around the cockpit just a little bit more, just so you can appreciate the hard work that's going into this. Also, those orange bars, like when we fire our weapons, you'll see that that's depleting. So that's a measurement of your quote-unquote energy ammo. And on the right side, the homing missile launcher, that orange over there, that is your amount that you have. So that also goes down. All of these things are very functional that you see here. The orange glowy bits, now that's actually an effect of the ship's color customization. So if you'll see us change the ship's color, the colors actually, in fact, change inside of the ship as well. They're no longer orange. We have a blue and a yellow light, which of course matches the yellow and blue lights on the exterior as well. Yes, we thought about this. We wanted to make sure that what you see on the outside matches the sexiness going on the inside. Oh, baby. That's right. So we'll just, we'll kind of do a couple more rotations so you can kind of see how the ship's colors actually apply. You get some different light glows even, that blue glow. Oh. So there's going to be a lot that just kind of gets customized to your liking, how you want to stylize this. And I know that I'm a tease, I get it, but there's going to be even more customization in the future. Oh my gosh. It's like this game still has over a year in development. So, yeah. I'm so giddy right now. I could cry. It's just very pleasing. Yeah. I hope you enjoy it. We're just gonna cycle through a couple other color options, and you can see, like, keep your eyes on like the sides of the ship as well, like right above my head here, the glowing lights. Like, you can see all of it's changing. Like, all of this is changing based on what you choose. It's all there. It's all there. And we're having fun with it. So, yeah, hope you're enjoying it. I think this is the ship that I wanted to fly. Yeah, I really like the way that this one comes together. That rich black with the orange highlights to make it look like destruction. Ugh! Yeah. This is a nice one. This is a nice ship. So let's go ahead and let's travel around now, exploring some locations, talking about some other work that we've been up to. I know that a lot of you also want to see Union again. We will get there. But first, let's just kind of hang out. Let's answer some questions, because I'm sure a lot of you have questions about this cockpit. Maybe you have some concerns after what you saw. Maybe you have some suggestions. It's totally fine. Also, I just want to point out that we did fix the bug where you get right up close and personal to your ship's rear end when you're flying here. So that's been adjusted. And we are going to, I think we're going to fly over and see what type of jobs we can get, which are maybe hopefully fixed. Probably not fixed, but we're going to try. We have to try, right? How will the controls joysticks work in VR? HOTAS support, hands-on throttling by gripping, index arriving soon. Oh my gosh, Zenday, the questions. I love it. So I do want to point out that VR is a very, very, very low priority for us right now. I know that makes some people really sad, but there's a long story behind it. Basically, the feedback we got from EVERSPACE 1 has really pushed our ideas and how we want to move forward into EVERSPACE 2. If we go into a VR route, and again, this is a very low chance. If we go into a VR route, it's going to be a separate application, so we can devote all the time, resources, and attention that it deserves. But we will talk more about that in the future if there's anything that comes from it, or if there's anything that doesn't. So you will be in the know if we move in that direction or not. Otherwise, HOTAS support, absolutely, of course. Absolutely. Hands-on throttling by gripping. I'm going to say I don't know the answer to that, and maybe somebody in chat has an answer. Hopefully someone from the dev team's also here. Some of my fantastic allies. That is a fantastic question, though. Hands-on throttling by gripping. I really don't know. And I hate saying that, but if you think about it, saying you don't know implies much more wisdom than you think. I'm trying to defend myself. All right, let's just go. But yes, I do want to try and answer your questions completely. So by all means, ask them all away. Ask them all away. Let's see. Do I spy customization? Not quite yet, Bloodstar, but we are absolutely working on it. Customization, in truth, even though you've already seen a lot of different aspects that we've been hinting at customizing and whatnot, even with like this freaking playable, the ship models, the modules, like there's so much that we have to prepare before we showcase. So it's not even like that much of a priority right now, the customization. Like we want to get content out through the game. So that's going to be a big update package in the future. How would you compare this cockpit to a NASA shuttle? That's an interesting question. I would say that a lot of our inspiration for these cockpit ships, the cockpits themselves, they actually stem more from like the automotive industry, believe it or not. And you might have been able to see some of that theming throughout. Let me just dive into the cockpit one more time, just so you can kind of envision it. Here, we'll also hide this. You can kind of see. Got a little bit of a car style approach, except you're sitting right in the middle instead of on one side or the other. But you can kind of get those vibes, I'm sure. So I'm gonna answer a couple more questions and then we'll start playing through it. And don't worry, YouTube, I do see your questions. I'm going through Twitch first, and then I'm gonna go through you, and then the next round of questions you get first, and Twitch gets second. That's right. I don't choose favorites. What did you have for breakfast this morning? I had a protein shake. Bananas, peanut butter, coffee, milk, and then protein stuffs. Will cockpits differ for each ship class, light, medium, heavy, or even within the same ship classes? Example, Sentinel versus Assault Fighter. Soltar, I actually love this question. So, because we're using a modular-based approach, a lot of the same class ships, even though there's different subclasses, if they're in the same class, they'll usually be using the same sort of modeling for those approaches. But we'll have to get more into the light and the heavy fighters and how they're going to differ or how they're going to be similar. We don't want to change things too much because obviously if it is, then that can throw off a player. But I do think it would be nice to have a little bit of customization between the different ship classes and the visuals that are like within the cockpit itself. I can definitely tell you that there will be different styles between the classes, but I can't really go into detail as to what that looks like or what the plans are fully through that yet. It's just a big waiting game for when we are able to showcase the lights and the heavies in a more complete package. So I appreciate your patience through that and through us as we continue to work on that content to be able to show you. The player model avatar at some point. Hexoff, I don't believe so. I think that we want to avoid using any type of player models slash avatars. But I have seen this request a couple of times. It hasn't been a very high request, and I don't think it's something that we generally want to practice within our games because our focus is really on, the exterior of the ship, as well as stuff in space as opposed to modeling characters. Like even with our cutscenes, we use characterizations of different persons, right? We don't build out the models. So, but we'll see. You never know what new things can throw us sideways and we end up tackling. We do get that when you're looking through the cockpit, which you can see here, there's nobody sitting there, and that can be a little bit weird for some people. So I would love to hear a really strong case that's been elaborately composed on the forums for adding something along those lines. Co-op mode, multiplayer plan, there's not. There is no co-op, there is no multiplayer. We are dedicated and focused on a single player game experience. Can the cockpit window shatter, crack if you take too much hull damage and having oxygen running out? So we will absolutely have more destruction effects in the future. They just haven't been implemented yet. You can actually see EVERSPACE 1 as kind of a reference point for that. We know that it looks cool. So, yeah. No key giveaways today, nope. Will there be crafting? Yes. It's not something that we can talk about just yet. We're getting there, though. When you look down in the cockpit, there doesn't seem to be much legroom. Can I sit in the exit row? Well, I think that the exit row happens to be this very seat. Since there aren't any other ones. But yeah, you'd be surprised actually. There's a lot of legroom down there. There's a pretty, I've sat in this thing myself, and I'm a large man. Okay, it's spacious. Feels good. Okay, let's answer some questions from YouTube now, because I see some really good questions. So I'm just gonna scroll back through and make sure nobody gets missed here, because I love you. Kind of off topic. It's okay. Anaphorprez. Kind of off topic, but have you seen the cockpits in the new flight simulator game? Yeah, actually, yeah, our team takes a lot of references and observes a lot of the stuff that's coming out. I know the flight simulator is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Holy heck. It's delightful. So I can almost guarantee it. I am speaking for them, as I don't technically know, but pretty confident because we really do our research. We make sure that nothing really slides by us. If there's something new, exciting, and different within space games or planes and stuff like that, it's on our radar. Let's see. No furry dice? No. Not in this build. What's our light keyboards change to? Yeah, lights in the keyboards and stuff's changed too. Are there plans to allow you to customize the cockpit, like adding baubles and stuff? I know that we've definitely had that question come up multiple times. And I mean, I see another question about the furry dice. So the answer is, we hear you. And we've talked that we want to add a lot of customization. It's a possibility. I'm also going to be real. It's not a focal point, right? A lot of the game is on the exterior of the ship. We want to have the customization be what you can look at. And I get that it's like, you know, I say that, and if you're looking through the first-person viewpoint, you want to see the customization, like sticking stuff inside. So yeah, we're hearing you loud and clear. We're evaluating our options. We want to have a lot of those elements to make things your own, right? That's really important to you guys. It's important to us, because if another space game comes out and it's just the same as all the other ones and there's nothing that really defines itself, that separates it from anything else, then what's the point? And we know that we are onto something pretty nicely already with the ship modules, with a lot of the colorations, with customization, and we do want to try and push that as a little bit further at the very least. So we'll see what happens down the line. It is a possibility. It's a possibility. Will the game be compatible with DLSS? I want to know what DLS is. Pardon me for my lack of understanding that question. It'd be a much better question probably for somebody within right now, working hard at work on the coding side of things. I am a game design consultant, and I'm a quality assurance tester. So what that means basically is that I don't code, but I crunch the numbers of the game and find the exploits. And if something's working properly, I give it a thumbs up. If it's not working properly, I try to find a solution to better that process. Stuff like that. So DLSS, it's going over my head and I'm sorry. DLSS is incredible in terms of first-person shooter gains and how it renders the image, says Zenday. Okay. And we have a response from Casper, who's on the team, who says DLSS gets a maybe. It will be evaluated. And also Michael also chimes in, the CEO. He says that we're looking into DLSS as well, but no promises, because it's not an official Unreal Engine 4 feature. Ah. Perfect. Oh, I said first-person Grindel, don't make fun of me, okay? Actually, it's totally fine. Please make fun of me. Anything that I say that's completely wrong, by all means. You guys have a heyday in that chat. I actually love it when you do that. Okay. Let's get through a couple more of these questions on YouTube because there's a lot. Let's see. Did I hear milk? I'm not sure. Yes, we want heavy fighters. Yes, we know. We're working on them. Got any pretty poster art? Not at the moment, unfortunately. Is it okay if there's no walking in stations? Oh yeah, we don't have any walking in stations, stuff like that. The way that we like to describe the game, QBRD, is that the ship is really your character. You're going to be operating in and out of that ship if you're going third person to first person mode, and that's it. You're never actually leaving the ship itself. When you fly down to planet side, you're still in the ship. When you're docking at a base, you're still in the ship. Because you are the ship. So when you're customizing your class and your special abilities and your attributes and all those different things like you would expect in an RPG, that's all applied to the ship. And that's where we want to put a lot of that emphasis on. Will there be mod support? Brighton asks. There has been a lot of internal discussion about this because this question comes up a lot. And let me tell you what, I know the team would love to do mod support, but I cannot give you a definitive answer if it will happen or not, because there's a lot of factors that come into play there. I'm not even sure if we could come together as a whole, like Rockface could come together as a whole right now and give you any response to that, really, because it's something we're all trying to figure out. How possible is this, like within our timeline, within the assets that we're constructing, bringing to fruition all of the visions that we currently have for the game. Like it's a really, really difficult question that we wish we could answer. We wish we could lock it in place and give you a definitive yes or a definitive no. That is something that we think would be really awesome, though. That's the best way that I can answer that question. And I'm sorry that it doesn't go more than that. It's a crappy answer, I get it. But we will see what happens through the course of over a year's worth of development from now. Paint me hopeful. My tally is hopeful. Can we pet the dog? And if not, why not? We can't pet the dog because the dog doesn't exist. I'm sorry. That's probably the most difficult thing to really talk about in the stream at all. You cannot pet the dog. I know. All right. Will there be hug giveaways? Oh my gosh. Where are these questions going? I love you all. You're great. Can we drive only small fighter or even big fighter ships like a battleship? So the core of the game is going to be around single one-man fighters. Single one-man. Yes, that's right. You can't be in a relationship and you're a one-man fighter. No, so they're single-manned fighters. But the size, they can go all the way down to the size of, like, say, if we're using Star Wars as a reference point, which I use a lot, you go down to the size of like an A-Wing, and it goes all the way up to the size of about a Millennium Falcon. So that's kind of your range of scale for ships that you can fly. But you're never going to be able to fly frigates and stuff like that. If there was anything that would be in that realm, it would be a mission-based side sort of thing, where you would only momentarily have that. We had a couple people suggest that as a concept to us, and I mean, I think it's cool, but we'll see. Again, our focus primarily is on that one-man fighter. Furry dice and bobbleheads not a focal point. Outrageous! This is unfair. How can you be on the council and not be... Okay, alright. Can we have a color trail customization on our Jetson thruster? That would be pretty dope, wouldn't it? Are there plans for DLCs? Let's focus on the main game first, and then we'll talk more about DLC stuff. There are plans, yes. We have no idea what that's really gonna look like until we have the main package done. A couple more questions and we'll keep going. Any plans on ships that have moving parts or transform? Oh, Philip. Oh, I love this question. So, yeah, so we've actually, I've seen that question before. You know, basically, like, if you're rolling the ship, maybe have, like, some flaps or something. Especially in Atmo, I think that would be more applicable, because in space, you know, lack of friction kind of makes that weird, maybe? I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, we've definitely heard that request before. We'll have to see how deep we get with customization and other options already to our deep modular-based approach to the ship and our itemization pool. But I really like that question. I might have missed something. Why story Everspace 2 continue? Where's the story Everspace 2? So it is a continuation of Everspace 1. Yeah, I mean it's a direct continuation. We're actually not sure how long after Everspace 1 it would technically fall into the story, but it's not going to be like billions of years. It's just going to be like maybe a couple of months, something along those lines. So not a lot has passed. There are some things that have occurred, which you will discover as you play through the missions. So yeah. Do you guys have a plan of making ships that can move its wing like an avionics robotic? Oh, so okay, similar question. Yeah, I kind of already answered that, but yeah, I mean, you get the picture. I think it would be a really cool customization feature. We'll have to talk about that in the future if we do go that direction. And more people raging about no furry dice in the cockpit. Oh my gosh. I love everybody who's here and all the questions that you're answering. Seriously, it's great. We have another person who asked about my breakfast. How is that? You guys care so much about me that you just want to know everything. Oh my gosh, I'm just... that's delightful. My breakfast was freaking awesome! That's right. My breakfast makes me hyped, boys and girls. Woo! Alright, so, we were going to pick up some jobs, and then we got distracted by questions. And by distracted, I mean we focused in on and championed those questions. That's right. Making sure that your voice is heard and you're getting that nice reception. It's important. Captain saying aluminum falcon, you know it. It's the highest quality aluminum, okay? Aluminum. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other ships that aren't nearly as cool as ours. We've got this Sentinel here. Those are always pleasant. Striker. I'm a big fan of the dual wings. I think they look pretty nice. I just don't like how we lose a passive. Here's another Sentinel. Hey, this one's kind of similar-ish, sort of, but not really to us. Oh, I like this Striker too. This is one of our newer ship designs in the medium ship range. I think it's incredibly unique. I think that's why it's very appealing to me. You just don't see this type of build anywhere else. So it's very much something you can make your own. Another standard Striker looking ship and another one like this. Neat. But we're gonna go ahead and look at our jobs, and it does look like we have listed... Dang it! Why? Why? I just want to complete some jobs for you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, a lot of these still don't have their, the update to them still isn't populating their locations. But the idea behind these jobs, as many of you are probably familiar with Freelancer if you're watching this stream, I would assume anyway. But if you're not, that's totally fine. But the job pool here basically allows you to fly into a station, allows you to talk with that particular faction. In this case, there's 3 different factions we're dealing with, all 3 of which are sub-factions of the Gradient Brunt Prospects, which is a mining corporation that's basically taken over the DMZ and it's just extracting all the resources from it. So there's 3 aspects to GMB here. There's mining, there's trading, and defense. And each of those respective jobs that you perform for them will increase your standing and give you sweet loot and props and stuff like that through your completions. And right now it's a bit bugged in our dev build, so that's why you're seeing me not take any of these, because like there's supposed to be something listed right here for a destination, and if I were to choose this and try to go do it, it would actually crash the game. So my apologies. Maybe I'll put that as a focal point for us to try and see if we can fix for an upcoming stream. But there are a lot of things that we're currently working on that I think you're more excited about. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and just leave these alone. We already have one of these. And all of our stuff's better than this stuff. We'll go ahead and sell this, this engine for 20 credits, or pretty healthy amount of credits. And then finally, let's repair. No, let's restock. Blast a couple of missiles. Top us off. And now we can get back to the game. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and fly towards this location. Let's see what we discover down here. For a second there, I thought it crashed and I was gonna giggle a little. Oh my gosh, I'm not current on the stream chats. Oh, goodness gravy. Let me scroll down. There's a lot of chatter. You guys are great. Look at this. I see a question. Actually, this is... I want to give a really big shout out to Casper. He is an individual who works on the Rockfish team. He's kind of my manager. But amazing chap. He is in the Twitch chat right now helping to answer questions. I'm going to read some of those aloud so that everybody can get their responses. One of the questions that was asked was, will there be like hard to get unique items from bosses? And a follow-up question, will there be hard to get unique look from bosses on your equipment and stuff? And Casper responded with, there are legendary weapons and equipment not necessarily tied to bosses. That being said, I kind of know what you're getting at here, and we do want to make sure that because we're utilizing a handcrafted space for you to dive into and be rewarded through exploration, that not all of the loot is completely randomized. If you memorize the game per se and know where to go get a certain item, we are going to have certain parts of the game kind of like that, but we also want to make sure that you're constantly on the hunt for new equipment and have to optimize whatever it is that you discover where you're flying through space. So that's a great question. Let's see. I'm hopefully not going to have missed any more questions, but I have been answering a lot. Let's go ahead and fly in here and have some fun. Aha! Here they are. Oh boy! Hey, let's check this out in cockpit view, yeah? That's a lot of enemies. Okay, let's see. There's only one thing I know what to do. Get it close and personal. Get wrecked. You get wrecked too. Whoop. Oh, that was refreshing. Yes, that was weapon overcharge in the interceptor here. Those of you who don't know what that does, basically it overcharges your weapons. It's quite nice. We didn't quite take him out. Woo! Got some mines around us. Oh, whoops! That was definitely the wrong button to push. Oh, let's just take a quick breather. The beautiful thing about Dev builds. Alright, 1 second while I recompose myself. Oh my gosh. That was a bit on the silly side there. Oh my goodness. You know, there's always that one moment in every stream where something just really awkward happens, right? And then you just kind of you just have to like go along with it, right? So that's, you know what? I think that's what we're just gonna do. We're just gonna go with it. Let's just keep going. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this guy right here, this little punk, this is a mine layer. I know there's still a lot of people who haven't seen this yet. They are throwing these mines at us. You can see that going, flying off into the distance. It'll maybe explode when it hits the ground. Perfect. There's a lot of different enemy types that we're focused on in EVERSPACE 2. A lot of which that you can't see yet. But we're having a lot of fun with changing up how they are responding to basic interactions, like just basic AI actions. Where this Outlaw Scout, he's kind of doing this spin and weave maneuver. Whereas you'll notice this Outlaw Mine Layer, he has not been getting close to us at all. He's just been out here hanging out, throwing mines at us. Ow! And being somewhat successful about it. So we have to do due diligence, get up close and personal, and boom, take him out. Nice. All right. Flawless. Absolutely flawless. We took damage, by the way. Our armor's almost completely depleted. But it's okay. Got an equalizer. What other loots did we get? Nice. Very nice. So yeah, you can see here our armor's not doing so great. You can also see our ultimate's about halfway charged up. And you'll also probably have noticed in that entire engagement, like the UI that we've been using to know what's going on has all been directly on the cockpit itself. There's nothing above, there's nothing below, there's nothing duplicated. And that's because very similarly to EVERSPACE 2, we do have this button right here. Right here. It's a wonderful button. And I'm sure everybody's really excited about it. So if you want that super immersive ability, you can do that. And also if you don't, like if you need that a little bit of extra information, like nobody's gonna shame you for it, except for the people who do, and they're jerks. And yeah, so you can go either way. You can use it completely on the dash, or you can use it on the just the UI itself. They're not really jerks, okay? Like everybody has, they just like certain things, and it's fine, okay? Don't let somebody call you a jerk. That's the point. That's really what that's what we're going for. All right. That was nice. That combat felt pretty good. I'm sure there's more questions. And there's also a race that I have completely failed at practicing these things. I have just been completely behind. I'm getting crushed from the internal team on these races. I bet that there's even people who have been going through these races over and over and over again who have access to the alpha, and you're all probably destroy me. So let's see how bad I am at this. You can all judge me freely. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. We're just gonna see. T-Bird, oh my gosh. I appreciate the question. Wrong stream though. Yeah, good evening or afternoon. It's technically afternoon for me, but it should be evening for a lot of folks over in the Europes. Just checking out the chat real briefly before we continue. And I'm just gonna point one other thing out, because I know our community loves the details. I know that you thrive with the details. That's why we do these streams, is to show you all those little bits that we are moving forward with, right? I know somebody's gonna have screen captured the dev cheat window, okay? I wanna point it out right now, okay? That is only exclusive in the dev build. So if you try and like do some wonky stuff with the alpha, you're not gonna find it. I'm sorry to deny you. It doesn't exist, okay? It's for testing purposes only. That's it, okay? Otherwise, yeah. Honestly, don't really worry about it too much. I mean, you can read into it all you want and assume certain things are gonna happen, but that might just be your detriment, okay? So just keep in mind, our focus really is showing you what we have planned out, what we've accomplished for the weeks of development. That's really the intentionality of the stream. So again, I love you guys for really diving into those details. You know who you are. I seriously do. It's fantastic. But really, don't read into it that much. I'm like freaking dead serious right now. All right, so now let's go ahead and do this race. Akabar says, "Bruh moment." Yeah, it really was. Not even gonna dodge that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this race and have a good time. So if you do have a race time, what I want you to do on this particular track is I want you to post it in the Discord under like the Alpha Hype channel or something, so that we can see who's actually the best about this. And if you don't have the Alpha, no worries, guys. There's going to be competitions like this in the future, actually, when it's accessible to everybody. This is just for funsies in this very brief moment. I want to show you guys how awesome some of you are. All right, here we go. Up. I missed a ring. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep going. Up. This ship is very light on its toes, though. I'll give it that. If the ship had toes. Yep. Okay. Good. Oh, we're out of energy. Oh! I needed an energy injector to complete this the best. Okay, we're getting there. Oh, we need more energy. How do we do? 3274. All right, 3274. No, that's actually pretty garbage if I'm being honest. But still, I just want to just see very briefly. I want to look and see what our community's posting right now, because I know that a lot of you are very much like, oh yeah, so good. Oh, lol hype, thank you so much for posting my rating in there. I'm looking for comparison. I'm looking right now, guys. I'm looking right now at the official Discord, okay? And I am not seeing nothing. I'm disappointed. Where are your posts? Where are your runs? Where are they? The world is waiting on you. So while we're waiting, I'm just going to continue playing this game. And showing you more sweet stuff. So we're going to head over here. We're going to repair our armor at the GMB scrapyard. And then once we're done here, we're going to travel back to Union and see what it looks like now after a couple more updates. A couple more tweaks. It should be good. Captain Richard, thanks for the trophy. I appreciate it. Out of all the competitors in this one-man race, I definitely took first and last. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I see a question in the midst of all the comments from Herp Derp Maple Syrup. Also, will there be a sort of online leaderboard for players to test their skills? I know that this has also been a discussion point. Might not be as hard to develop in as we thought initially. We'll have to keep you posted. I don't know the complete verdict at this point, to be honest. We haven't really talked about that in a while, now that I think about it. But I know that it was a talking point at one point. We had concerns about making an online specific requirement for the game, which is what we would have to do for those leaderboards. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, see a couple more questions. That music, awesome thing. Will it hit Spotify at any point? Do you have certain artists highlighted in the soundtrack? I rock out to Dynatron during the first EVERSPACE. Oh my gosh. Thanks for the question, Kevin. Giho's our in-house musician. He basically does all of the music and sound design. Like, all of it. He's a boss. He's a champion. So if you like his stuff, yeah. I don't know if it'll reach Spotify or not. I'll actually need an official response. Maybe Casper might be able to help me out. I'm not sure. I know that we had a licensing issue with the music posted for EVERSPACE 1. And so our music was unfortunately pulled. So you can't listen to it anymore off of Spotify, I believe. Which that like sucks, okay? Like, we did not want that to happen. It's but you know, we gotta roll with the punches and we gotta make the most of it. So Casper's gonna see if we can discover anything. Thanks for that, as I completely just push it onto you, no pressure, throwing you into this request to find out. That's not Casper's job, by the way, everybody. I just can't find out right now because I'm streaming. But I think it's a great question. I think the intentionality behind it is to bring it over. But we'll see. We'll see. I like the game with more skill system, dodging, increasing item detection range, firing rate, reducing weapon overload. Oh yeah, game for you. We got a game for you. Woo! Absolutely. With all the items, will there be a crafting section to craft more items? Yes, we'll have more information about crafting in a future stream. It's the lamest response ever. Basically, hurry up and wait. I know. But it's definitely coming back. Crafting is coming back. There's just going to be a lot of information about it and how you can utilize it that's simply not ready to showcase. And it's really hard to talk about when we can't show you anything. So we do really appreciate your patience as we prepare the crafting for EVERSPACE 2 in a showcase in the future. A couple more questions and then we're going to Union. On a scale from 0 to 10, how important is science and stuff in the game? I know your gravity and asked about it, so it must be below a 6. Smash, that's an interesting question. I'm not sure it's so much about how we are... Let me phrase it this way. When we started developing EVERSPACE 2, it wasn't like a roundtable discussion and said, okay, how much sciencing do we want to do, right? That's never even a question. The questions are, what elements of this game do we want to have hyper-realism? What elements of this game do we want to have incredible gameplay situations? And what are the most important aspects that will bring players into the game through immersion and also through satisfaction, right? These are the questions that we're asking and what drives how these components come together. Yeah, I mean, sure, there are definitely a lot of aspects within EVERSPACE 2 that are not solidified in science. Like, just even looking at this right here, we've got a ship that is floating on a planet, and it's not, it's like, there's no engines going, there's nothing happening, and it's just, this isn't realistic. It's not. But we recognize that. And the fact that it's not realistic, I mean, that's not the point, right? The point is that we want you to have very precise controls over this ship. We want you to feel good when you're going up and down and cycling through debris fields, right? So that you know exactly how to control and navigate these elements and still have like that pinpoint precise ability to round about an enemy, flip around in style, and feel good about it. That's just the direction we've really taken. It doesn't necessarily mean like it's the best or the right way or anything like that, but it's what we chose. And that's how we're going to continue developing the game in the future. Instead of kind of like looking at that and saying, well, how realistic is it? Should we fix it to make it more realistic? Like that's, I hope that, I mean, that was a really long explanation, but I hope that kind of brings it to full circle there. It's like, we are putting a lot of emphasis on the gameplay while still pushing the narrative of having like these incredible looking ship components for you to just Google over, right? But yeah, I think that covers it all. And speaking of which, let's just have a little bit of fun looking at a couple different pieces of the ship because we can do that, and I know that you guys like it. So let's look at some different wings really quick. You know, I know that you've seen all of these before, but it's important to see them again. Because the styles, the looks, the appeals that you guys can have based on what you want to do, bringing your ship together in the capacities that you desire. It's really important to us. Actually, I kind of like the way this one looks. Oh, I also like that one though. This is great. And lots of different combinations, and obviously your colors too. Customization comes down a lot, and it's, you know, some people could probably argue how some of these components are incredibly realistic, and then some people are going to say, no, that would never be possible. But again, it's just not really the point. So, I have taken way too long to answer this question, but hey, look, we get to cycle through some ships. So you're welcome. Let's get really crazy here. Let's pop open some real different customizations and just go crazy through all of the different interceptors. and a lot of different random varieties. So yeah, this is just an interceptor, by the way. There's 2 other subclasses for the mediums, and then obviously we haven't even shown the scouts and the gunships in a completed format. So there's a lot. Ooh, I kind of like this little guy. Let's use him. He seems zippy and fun. Yeah. All right. And then, okay, I have to conclude that question with one last thing. Oh my gosh, is he still talking about realism? Yes, he is, and he's driving me insane. Okay, I'm sorry to those who are already off the topic. One last thing, though. We're not saying realism is a bad thing in games, okay? Like, there's a specific point in certain games that are absolutely fantastic to see and do and behave. Again, we're not trying to claim some sort of excellence or bestness in any of this stuff, okay? This is merely the direction we are taking the game, and we're very satisfied with this approach, okay? So last time we're disclaimering on this. So if anybody comes in here and is like, oh, well, that's not realistic, therefore it's a bad game, don't crap on them, okay? It's an opinion, and they're entitled to it, even though it's wrong. All right, let's go. Done. Let's fly to, let's go to Union. Yay, Union! What's Union, you may ask? It's this place all the way up here, and it's a sexy place with lots of space clouds. Let's get in on this through the magic of television. Woo! Oh man, that's a big asteroid. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do my cruise thing. Because it feels good. Kind of go on the exterior of this gigantic asteroid that's been blown to shreds. Ooh. You know what? We're gonna also disable my webcam just for a moment, just to get like the full feels going on here. Just soak this in. Ah. Yeah, we're pretty happy with what's going on. Not happy with all the people trying to kill me, though. Alright, okay, alright. Don't worry, I know a few maneuvers. Okay, perfect. I think that's enough of that. Let's head over to this other one. That was quick! What? Streamer, go back! Hang on. We'll get there. I just want to show some more stunts. Okay? Everybody likes to see the stunts. Woo! There's some loading going on here. Boop. That's not creepy at all. Everything's fine. This is fine. Some of you might be saying, lag! Lag! Yes. Work in progress. We know. It's getting there. But clearly, there have been some graphical improvements made. I'm sure that you can see some of them. Particularly with the clouds in the background. And this all comes out of the Union system, which is the second system in EVERSPACE 2, which we have slowly been revealing to you. Last week was our first reveal, actually. So this is just showing you even further progress. You can see these clouds a little bit more whimsically, in fact. And these clouds are like, they're actually there. Like, I can fly over into this cloud and then basically be blinded, so I'm not going to do that. There's like certain cloudy pathways that you can actually fly through here. Oh, yeah. Just soak it in. Oh, we got a turn. All right. Whoop. Perfect. So yeah, as you can see, like there's still a lot more to go, but you're getting the first friggin' looks at this. Like even from last week to this week, you're getting the details that have been worked on in these segments, okay? Like you're seeing it first here, guys. I'm so glad that you're a part of this stream because like you get the goods. All right? And we're pretty happy with the results thus far. Still a work in progress. There's still so much more coming that I just know you're going to be thrilled about. One could say you could be wailing about it. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna just keep flying around. Oh my gosh, greatness. Absolute greatness. And I'm digging that you're digging it. You guys' energy gives me energy. Oh my gosh, the chat. It looks so amazing. The lightning looks perfect. You can touch the cloud. Oh my gosh, everyone's just like, wonderful. I also see a question that I don't know if it got answered, and I want to make sure that you're getting answered. Evo Genius asks, will black holes be present like they were in EVERSPACE 1? This is actually something we've been talking about with EVERSPACE 2. We talked about it early in development, and the short answer is that no, there's not any plans to do so. There's a lot of reasons behind this, but in short, it's because we have these defined areas in space, right, that you're going to be flying towards, and black holes could be a number of different things in how they would occupy these spaces this time around. And we want to make sure that with the world building that we're doing and how you're navigating the different territories that we're working on, as well as having the different environmental effects that we've got for you, we want to make sure that the black holes will have a more, this is so ironic, but we're going back to this, a more realistic interpretation if we were to go that direction in EVERSPACE 2's world. But it fit really nicely as a hazard in EVERSPACE 1's roguelike formula, right? But still, that being said, it's one of those things that we have to be very particular about if we are approaching that as a new hazard in EVERSPACE 2. So, the short answer is probably not. Probably not. Now everyone's F for realism. Oh my gosh. What have I done? I've started a complete feud between our community. Looks like the Tesla Cybertruck. Oh my god. Nice. Nice response. I liked that. Let's go over to this holy asteroid. It seems pleasant. Oh, it does. It's really pleasant. I like this a lot. I think I'll make my third home here. Let's start with popping down a turret for our home. Yes, perfect. Yes, we'll just hang out here. Nobody's gonna come take it away from us. Me and turret friend Bob. This is our rock. You can't take it from us. All right. Let me see what other questions that I missed, because I know I'm missing a lot of questions. You guys asked too many. I'm just kidding. Never asked too many. By the way, quick thing, if I do happen to miss your question, it's not because we're ignoring you, obviously. It's because we're getting a lot. Also, remember that we do have that Discord over there. You can go to discord.gg/rockfishgames. Ask any follow-up questions after the stream that we would be delighted to help you with. We love making sure that you know what's going on. If you've invested in us, where your money's going, if you're like curious how feedback is being approached in the game. We want you to know like all of these things so that you're never feeling outside of the loop. It's important, it's imperative to game development right now these days for you to get what's going on, and we intend to do so. So by all means, utilize that discord.gg/rockfishgames. We have an AMA channel. Ask any and all questions in there. We would love to ensure your questions are being answered. It is very, very stinking imperative. We get that. We get that you are important. Okay. So now, on to some of the questions. Yeah, The Apocalypse absolutely nailed it. He says, science fiction is all about taking science/realism and asking what if. Precisely. And we've kind of pushed this a lot. A lot of people will say like, oh, you know, EVERSPACE 1 was a space sim and blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. Actually, no, it wasn't. EVERSPACE 1 was not a space sim. It was an arcadey spaceship shooter with roguelike elements. We never claimed to be space sim, even though it has a little bit of that sort of flavor to it. And EVERSPACE 2 is definitely more along the lines of a space sim. But again, I want to put emphasis here that that's not the overarching goal. Yes, we do have simulation features. We do have a simulated world that you're kind of building into. Absolutely. But the emphasis is that it's an open world RPG spaceship shooter. And there's also some heavy looter shooter mechanics within there too, right? So please keep that in mind. The focal point of our direction with the game. Awesome. Cool. Question from Rexon Nerd Supreme. Did get an answer from Hazy, but I want to answer it straight up. He says, this looks awesome. Out of curiosity, is VR support a possibility in the future? So VR support as a possibility is very, very low. And a lot of it comes from the feedback we got from EVERSPACE 1's VR. But yeah, super long story short, if we do go in the direction of VR, which again is a low chance, it will be a separate application so we can put all the time, energy, and resources towards that to make it the best it can possibly be. So we'll probably make an announcement about VR if there's a yay or a nay to that in the future. We still have a lot of time in development. Who knows what direction it could take? I don't know, but it's not likely. That's all I really want to make sure you guys do understand. Yeah, so thanks for the question. Can we get more sticky turrets for the alpha, please? There's a lot of sticky turrets in the game. There's certain stations that will actually populate them and sell them. Zendaya asks a question as well. Follow up on the black hole one. What's the design choice? Oh my goodness. What's the design choice of having the main sequence stars? There are a lot of different stars in real life. White dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes that whole systems together. Could we maybe have that in EVERSPACE 2? So there's a lot of forethought in how we're building out the sectors in EVERSPACE 2, and some of it actually comes from our design philosophies from EVERSPACE 1. And it's really hard to answer that question. But I love that question. I think it's hard for me to answer this question because I think our creative director would have an astute response to you, and I don't think I would do him any justice if I were to say it out loud. In fact, I might even embarrass myself. I don't know. I'm guessing that Uva's probably not in the stream, unfortunately. But there are a lot of reasons why we choose what types of stars are where they're at, and the theming that it provides the different locations that you travel to as well. So even here, looking around, you'll see that we have these three blues, these light blues. Then we have this lighter blue. We have two whites. We have a yellow, and we have a, I'm gonna say orange, right? That's all we got. That's all you can see. And, you know, from there, we have opportunities to play around with and create interesting environments, utilizing those types of even simply the colors that the stars are. So I ask for your patience as you hang on for the ride to see more of those design main sequences be fleshed out and realized, so that you can see as you're even flying through a space system how that impacts just simply the environment itself, indicating where you're at and what you could possibly be doing and who you're engaging, all those different elements. Salutations from the edge of Europe. Welcome. Any chance some sort of invasion that takes over locations and needs to be held off by combat and deploying turrets? Asked Genoxer. So Genoxer, I'm sure that you are aware that in this particular build, the regions have been removed, because I know that you're kind of questioning about like the regions themselves. If any of you are wondering what I'm referring to, there's different lines that are established where different factions hold control over the star systems, which I know this is kind of going towards, and maybe you could see one faction move into another one of those regions, stuff like that. That's pretty deep. It's probably pretty complex. It could be incredibly immersive for like how you're interacting with certain missions and stuff like that. But that's a pretty big undertaking. And I have said this in multiple streams before, like we do have a reputation system that we are still working on and fleshing out. And we don't want to overcomplicate things, right? We don't want to make this like a massive battle for the stars sort of experience in the DMZ. But we don't deny that there are some interesting mechanics through that we can emphasize, that we can establish through jobs that you take on, that do have ramifications for if things go sideways, as well as a wanted meter, depending on how you're interacting in certain regions versus others. So there is a lot still to come regarding those features. It's just massive invasions sounds really cool. If we do have anything that would be towards that sort of instance, it's probably going to be lined up as a specific mainline mission that would trigger, that you have to deal with. Maybe there could be some recurring ones in an in-game state, but if you failed and whatever happened, you would have to reload a save, as opposed to it would shape and transform the DMZ forever. You know what I mean? So definitely a cool and interesting concept. Please understand, I think that's awesome. It's also a heck of a lot of complexity that I'm not sure if we're really aiming for. Can you see enemy ships that fly in these clouds, or do they disappear from the HUD? That is a great question. I know that we want to have a level of immersion using the clouds and your radar. In EVERSPACE 1, for example, the clouds that you flew through, it made it really hard to see anything, but once you found it, it established itself on the radar. So we'll probably end up going more in a direction like that, is my guess, but we'll see. That's not something I've talked about with the team. I do kind of like that idea. I want a purple star system. 6, was it in EVERSPACE 1? I think, was System 6 purple or was it green? Oh gosh, I can't remember. I think it was purple. But yeah, I like that. That's cool. Spectral Badger. Question about traveling from one system to another. Ask away, sir. I'm waiting for it. What hyperspace? I want hyperspace to be a tool for exploration, or want it only be hidden sites on location? Question. Hang on, I have to translate this. Processing. Want hyperspace be a tool for exploration, or wants it only be hidden sites on location? Error 404, page not found. I'm really trying to digest here. But hyperspace as a whole, or what we call it supralight travel, is going to be your main tool to get from point A to point B. Obviously, when I flew up here to Union, there's not an ability to actually bridge this gap right now. So I did cheat. I straight up cheated. It's a dev build. Come on, guys, you know that. But yeah, otherwise, hyperspacing or supralighting is that method. And other things can occur while you are in supralight mode. Maybe actually we have them disabled in this build. Never mind. But yeah, so you can find hidden signals. You can find emergency cries for help. You can find cosmic disturbances, stuff like that, as you're flying about. Very, very good. Let's just fly around here a little bit further. This is my rock, though. Nobody take this rock. We're gonna hide my face again. Whoop! Let's fly around in the cockpit, of course, because it looks awesome! And we chose a really big cloud to fly around. And now I'm lost. Guys, I'm lost. I don't see anything. I'm scared. Wait, is there something over here? I'm completely lost. We're lost, guys. We're only in clouds. Ooh, that's pretty, though. Here, let's go back this way. Maybe we'll find something. But hey, at least you can appreciate the cloud formations and how we're ebbing around them. Oh, we got to the edge. Yep, we are totally and completely lost. We're just gonna go straight through the clouds. Maybe we'll come back to something. Ah, yes. Here we are. Civilization at last. And, by the way, that wouldn't have happened if I had the HUD on. Oop, don't get scanned. Okay. Wonderful. All right. I just really like cruising through that, just letting you guys soak it in. I know that we've been really enjoying how this is coming into play, and this is another big shout out to Alex on the team. He's been doing a lot of hard work with building out a lot of these styles of structures and whatnot. Oh gosh, that's just... Oh, that feels real good right there. Oh, I love this. This is nice. This is nice. This whole thing right here. Yes. It's good. It's good. And if you don't agree, that's fine. I just, don't like you right now in this moment. All right. Hey, the cockpit is designed now. Head-banging maniac. Yes, that is correct. We do also have a speedometer. It's a little hard to see at the moment, but you can see in the very, very, very middle, in the white, on the left side, when we go faster, you see it fill up and go back. That speedometer is in fact working. A popular request from our community. The deed has been done. All right. Cool. Neat. Question, do you have space wipers for when you fly into a space bug swarm and you can't see anymore? Oh my gosh. Mephisto Lord, that question comes from. That's pretty neat. We have been working on some space critters. Some of you know this, some of you might not, but there you go. There's the answer. Everything from little anemones to creepy crawlies to maybe even very large things. And we'll have more on that in the future. But having something splatter against the cockpit, I think that is a really neat idea. Man, it's It's really tricky though, to respond to that, because if you're in third person, you wouldn't ever see that ever, right? It would be like only for people in first person mode. You know, I say that it's like only people in first person mode get to see all of this awesome stuff. So it's a moot point. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. We do want to make sure that stuff feels really right, feels really good. I think that would be awesome myself, personally. We'll just have to see. Okay, more questions over on YouTube. I'm sorry, are they reachable just using those gates, or one could just travel in travel mode? Okay, so Spectral Bagger, specifically regarding super light travel, the question is asking, can you basically fly like from here and then fly all the way through space, spacey space, and get over here? So this is not a realistic portrayal of realized distances, but rather a map indicating location to location to location and how they all interconnect. So by having that knowledge, you now understand that it would be impossible to fly out of range of this and fly into range of that. Okay? I don't know if there's currently one in the alpha. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's not. But there's going to be basically a barrier when you get too far out of the orbit that flips you back in super light travel. Just like when you get too far out of an arena, it flips you back. So the only way to get from... currently, the only way to get from two different stations is to utilize warp gates. So, good question. Why do I want dewdrops on the spaceship window? That doesn't even make sense. But it could look awesome, and that's stuff that we do evaluate. It's just like, does it make sense? No. But is it awesome? And that's the difficulty of game dev right there. You summed up game dev. Does it make sense? No, but is it awesome? Question mark. Oh. All right. You prefer to fly in cockpit than third person because you're an elite dangerous player? Hey, that's great. That's fantastic. We're developing first-person mode for people who like first-person. There you go. So if that's what you dig and that's what you do it! We're not stopping it, we're encouraging it! And there's gonna be a ton of customization in the future as well. Boom diggity. Boom diggity. What am I, 12? Oh gosh. Alright, anyway. More questions. Just checking them all out. I know that we're kind of like, we've been showing stuff, we've been talking a lot. There's a lot to talk about. So thank you for asking all your questions and being patient with me, as a lot of it's just talking while I'm not really showing too much. As I've said multiple times, like, we're showing you the content like as it's basically being made into the game. Kind of crazy stuff. Like, you're getting the crazy first looks here. And sometimes that can be dangerous to show on a live stream, and we don't care because we love you. So you're welcome, and yeah, it's good. It's all good. Well, let's keep answering some questions. What's the game engine on Unreal Engine 4? Yep, absolutely. Can you add some static discharge effects? Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, there's no walls in the alpha at the moment, yeah. But you can't actually get to other locations. Like, the star's not there, for example. Yeah. Doberdan has some very kind things to say. He says, I think EVERSPACE is a space dream with stunning, scenic space environments who want to be explored. Dreams don't always have to be realistic. Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad that you love what we're working on. Appreciate the praise. We will continue to try to be awesome and see where we get to from there. Boom diggity should now be a thing in the Discord. What have I done? Oh my gosh. HQ! Radioing in HQ! We're in trouble down here! Need backup! Oh my gosh. Woo! I know there's more questions. There's so many more questions. I've asked this a few streams, but please. This comes from David Anderson. A few times, please sell me DLC for Gunker ship parts. I want to be a space trucker. Dude, I think that concept is wonderful. We'll have to see what type of work we can plug in to add that level of customization to spaceships. I know that we've seen that request a number of times. I do have to go back and express how our focus is truly on one-man fighter ships. So even though we do have some larger ships available to the player, freighter is a really bold word to use for a player ship. It really is. There will be aspects of the larger ships that can be utilized like a pseudo freighter, but it just kind of gets in the dangerous territory. So we'll see, but I can't foresee the future in that capacity. Okay, so Twitch has been going crazy with questions, and I appreciate all of the help in answering questions over there, by the way. This community is seriously solid, so thank you for that. I want to make sure that all the questions are getting answered. Are there any hostile space creatures? At the moment, there's only one creature that's in the game, I think, which are called Hydras, and they're technically neutral. They can't even hurt you. But who knows if that'll be the same. There's actually lore in the game. As you're going through the tutorial, Adam, I think, actually tells the group that's flying through that you can tell that the raiding party, or the miners rather, haven't been there very long because the Hydras have only been recently growing and haven't consumed them yet. That's right. A little sample of lore for EVERSPACE 2. Demo access is on Steam. I also want to change the wording of that slightly. It is, in fact, a prototype of EVERSPACE 2 that is downloaded like a demo through Steam. It is a sliver of what is to come. So if you even remotely like that prototype, yeah. Is crafting in 2 like in 1, or is it different now? It's different. More information on it later. Lacks motive. Taxi cab fighter ship. See, I like that. I like that. Just have like a completely different game mode. It's just taxi, but in space. You have to fly around. You have a timer, and you have to pick up aliens and drop them off at other locations. Oh my gosh. I love that concept so much. It's stupid, and it's amazing at the same time. Please, let's make this happen, team. That'd be a great side mission. Oh gosh. Crazy Taxi EverSpace Edition, yeah. Crazy space. Uber spaceship. Oh my gosh, we're getting so sidetracked, guys. Let's get back into this. Let's go back to I don't know. Let's go back to a place and do some stuff. I want to go all the way back to the ulcer and see what's going on there. So we're just gonna magically zoop. Awesome. And let's see. Let's go to some stations and talk about it. Also, I see a bug. Can anybody else see it? I'll give you a hint. Look at my devices in the second slot. But we're gonna check this out. Oh my gosh, ships! Careful! Goodness gravy, honk or something. Goodness. Trying to get to the station. G&B's not even paying attention. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the shop. Talk a little bit about it. As you can see, it's designed for console so that when you're hovering over stuff with the mouse, it goes right into the middle. Hovering over things like this on console, again, I just want to show this just so you can see, like, we're keeping console players in mind heavily as we move into EverSpace 2, so we can hover over all these things using the controller, seeing everything crisp, clear, to your liking. Just making it easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So it's a breezy. And yeah, we also have these indicators. I don't know how many of you have seen these yet. Look at that. Look at this little green guy right there. Iron 25. Let's buy all of it, please. Thank you. That is indicated by these flags right here for tracking quests. So for example, we bought enough iron to complete this. Oh my gosh, that feels good. So we had to invest credits, scrap metal, super gel, and now we can plug in the rest of the iron. By completing this, we can now upgrade our repairs. So that way, we only have to pay, we only have to pay 70% for equipment repairs. Yeah, so whole repairs and equipment repairs are both now reduced in cost. You also see right down here these little features. That's a plus sign. That means we have some iron, but we won't be able to complete it out of 60. Out of 60, right there. Boop, boop. I'm touching it, poking it. Otherwise, over here, the credits right there, we have all the credits needed to dump into there, but we don't have any scrap metal and we don't have any power cells. All right. So, like, for example, we could just dunk all of these credits in there. We have literally 2 iron. Why not? Just dropping it in, making some progress. And there's a lot of different perks that you will see on a lot of different companions that you'll discover through the game. And we'll show those off as those characters end up getting produced as well. Some more than others, because spoiler territory. And I think there's another base over here that we also want to just check out very briefly. Does the ship have a horn? I know I made a joke about space horns. I think it would be amazing. Even if it was something like, donkey! You know what? That was a really bad... I never claimed to be a voice artist or anything. Okay, just freaking... That was really bad, so I'll make it up for it with auto-tune. We good now? Alright, good. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, no, we don't have a space horn, but I do love that conceptually. Let's go ahead and sell some of this stuff that we don't need. Oh, a sticky turret! Yay! This equalizer. Nanobots. Perfect. Rocket launcher. Get out of here. We'll hang on to this stuff. Let's go ahead and repair our armor right here, because our armor's at 11%. And we'll go ahead and restock our missiles from this homing missile launcher. Boom. Otherwise... Have you seen the bug yet? Can you see it? I'm not hovering over it or anything. Whoopsies. All the sounds in the game should be replaced with Eric voice lines. That's terrifying. You don't want that. Okay, we're just gonna nip this in the bud right now. The answer is no? It's no. No. Just, ripping that away. Yikes. A klaxon would be hilarious. Excelsior, I don't disagree. Oh my goodness. Everyone's saying you want it. No, you don't! Guys, I'm telling you, it's not... Okay, just here. Alright, you know what? Let's give you a presentation, okay? Everyone get your clipping ready. We're just gonna... Wait, no. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the music on, but we're gonna drop everything else. Okay? So you can get the full immersion effect of this. Okay? Ding. Dunk. 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 That's hard. Oh my god. That's what you can expect, all right? Wait, it's not done. Wait. All right, we got this one. Wait a second. We need more enemies. Here we go. Pew 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 boom. See, I bet somebody's annoyed as heck right now. That is what you would have to deal with. You know that this is not a good thing. Okay? That was merely for demonstration purposes. If any of you like sign a petition that reaches fruition, I'm telling you, we're not gonna be friends. Oh my gosh. So now that you have fully realized... I don't even want to look at chat right now. I kind of dig it. Are you crazy? Oh my gosh, you guys are ridiculous. You guys. Also, GMB has got to be completely ticked off with me now. Thankfully, we haven't adjusted those modifiers, so all of my missions are completely safe. My reputation is really good with them. But you better believe that there are going to be ramifications for certain interactions and systems and whatnot. For example, obviously we can still land here even, but that's it would not, you wouldn't be able to blast the station, go landing on it and be like, oh yeah, I'd like to purchase some of your Vardum crystal shards, please. Thank you and goodbye. It's a good time to be alive. All right, now I'm just gonna blow up the turrets around you. No. Goodness gravy, you guys. This is what you can expect, but it's not done yet. Goodness gravy. Yeah, no, yeah, a lot of people have been asking about the text-to-speech thing, and let me tell you what, like, you guys are loving it, we're loving it too. So, we'll see what we can do. Man, there are a lot of turrets around here. Good thing I'm completely overpowered. Boom! Buy missiles, then return them to sender. Which missiles? I didn't even fire the Starforged rocket launchers. By the way, I love these things. Look at the damage on these. These fire so fast. He should have said boom diggity. Oh my god! I'll just give you a sense how quickly these things fire. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. We'll just, I mean, just look at that sheer amount of chaos from these missiles. Some people were asking about, the, what's it called? Seeker missile battery. And this is basically a major improvement over the Seeker missile battery. Just in how it does everything that the Seeker missile battery did, except better. It's kind of absurd, actually. So, definitely love missiles like this. Great stuff. All right, we're getting off topic. Oh my god. Let's answer some more questions. Will there be race circuits? Oh, B. Morgan, thanks for that question. That's really good. So I know that we have a number of different races in certain areas. In fact, I think there's a space race here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I am not mistaken. So there are like different areas where you can kind of test your metal, at least right now. Maybe these will stay, maybe they will get changed. I know that we have, we've actually expressed in certain streams that we think it could be cool to like have to race against other AI and stuff like that. Maybe have a particular mission or two where you have to see who's the most skilled in a situation. So we'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Because that's just a hard question to answer. Also, I did really good there. That felt good. But yeah, we're planning on adding a lot of little missions and side questing sort of things that reward you for exploration. So I could definitely see a lot more coming to the handcrafted environments that simply reward you for taking the time and the energy to scouting your environments out, trying to accomplish your tasks. Where are those boom diggities? Oh my gosh. I don't even know how you would, like, where's the boom diggity start? Would it be boom diggity? Or would it be on the explosion itself? Would it be boom diggity? Because that could get so, like, especially with this, that's too many boom diggities, okay? No human can do that, okay? Impossible. Impossible. Goodness gravy. I can't wait. Nuke the orbit and dock after, basically. Let's see. I want to make sure that questions are getting missed. I know we've been silly for a little bit. And I'm glad that we could just have some fun in the stream. Have to admit, I had to turn down sound so I'd be able to still look at my neighbors in the eyes. Nice. As a compromise, maybe Eric can do all the voice acting instead. Oh, gosh. I mean, I feel like that's even more ridiculous. Are there any plans to make a mobile version similar to what another game that we created did? Well, there aren't any plans for mobiling EVERSPACE 2. In fact, for those of you Switch fans out there, yeah, I know you're out there. You love that Nintendo Switch. It's amazing. It's not coming to your console. I know. I'm really sorry about that. But it's mostly that the Switch just doesn't have the processing capabilities of bringing it over there. Like EVERSPACE 1 even, it took a lot of great pressure to pull it over to the Switch. And it sacrificed a lot in order to do so. If we did that with EVERSPACE 2, we're talking like a complete extra year worth of development, at least, to bring it back to the Switch. And it's just not, it's not going to be at the quality that we at Rockfish Games hold ourselves to. So think about the Switch's power in comparison to like a phone, and I think you kind of got your answer there. So a good question indeed, but we are focused in the PC and console arena now, and that is where we are moving forward. We also did have a specific response from Michael over on YouTube, and he says, we will not have a mobile version for technical reasons, as I've listed, but primarily because there is no market for premium mobile games, and we are no fans of free-to-play monetization mechanics. Can I get an amen to that? Oh my gosh! I want to put emphasis on that. We hate them. All right. I see a question that I missed. Oh my gosh, do you recommend playing EVERSPACE 1 first? So, working for Rockfish Games, you think I'm gonna sell my soul and be like, yes, buy all of our stuff. Absolutely, you have to. Give us your money. Ugh. Bleh. We're corporate greed. No, like I'm not gonna do that. It depends on what you're looking for, Sundance. Like, if you want to be fully immersed in the lore, I encourage you to check out EVERSPACE 1 for sure, because you're gonna get a lot of healthy detail that builds everything that we're establishing in this world space for you to experience, okay? There's a lot of characters you're gonna meet. There's a lot of different things that you're gonna discover about the various alien races, as well as your interactions specifically existing as a clone, slight spoiler, through that roguelike presentation of EVERSPACE 2. Otherwise, I think the other really important thing to note is if you don't like roguelikes, if you don't know what those are, or you like your permanent progression to be permanent, then I'm going to highly encourage you to instead look onwards to EVERSPACE 2 and maybe just look up some videos to see the story of EVERSPACE 1. Now, that being said, EVERSPACE 1 has gone on sale a lot since EVERSPACE 2's development, and you should definitely be keeping your eye on it, even wishlisted if you want. I think it's been 80% off. Is that right? I think that's right. It's been up to 80% off on EVERSPACE 1. So even if it's not like a hook, line, and sinker style of game for you and you still want to have that little bit of an experience, wishlist us and then buy it during a sale. Like, you win, we win, everybody's happy, and we can go from there. Otherwise, I think there is going to be there's a lot of healthy territory in EVERSPACE 2 that if you have played through EVERSPACE 1, it's going to click, it's going to feel really good when you discover more of what we are exploring through the story. But otherwise, yeah. There you go. So many questions to read through. Your conversations are fantastic. I love how you guys are having discussions within the chat as I'm also covering questions. So thanks for that. You guys are very active, and that's very encouraging for us at Rockfish because we know that you're very passionate about us and about our projects. So thank you for being here and just contributing. It's awesome. So I have a question from William. Probably a bit too early, and it probably is, but are there plans to bring enemy level to your level or plus X from current modifier for extra challenge, or so they can still keep giving enough challenges / suitable drops? This is actually something that we've discussed internally, something that we are planning out. And so let's just talk about this. Difficulty curves are imperative in looter shooters. We understand this. And so what we want to do is we want to stylize kind of a middle ground approach for the leveling progression systems that are in place in the game. So for example, Cedo is kind of your level 1 standard. Everything here is going to be pretty easy to accomplish. There's certain zones, certain regions that are going to be a little bit more challenging than others. And then you're going to go to Union, and it goes up to that medium rating, right? And maybe Zarkov is just hard, and Drake is another medium. So then maybe you have a choice where you want to kind of cruise around and look at things, right? Depending on where you're at in the story. As you progress in your levels, the idea that we have in place is that, say you get to level 15. I'm just throwing a random number out there. You get to level 15, and Cedo is that level 1 challenge rating, right? Well, by hitting level 15, it increases Cedo's challenge rating to 2. So if you go back there, it's still going to be easy, but the stuff that you're getting, it's been boosted a little bit. It's going to still be meaningful if you want to go back, collect things, maybe for crafting, maybe for trade lanes, maybe there's a specific something that you're looking for within Cedo. It's not going to just be this super cakewalk in the park where nothing matters, everything you scrap immediately. So we are looking at that type of implementation, using that difficulty curve through the level progression systems to make it more meaningful as a whole. And by doing that, we still have areas that are just absurdly out of your level that if you want to go and challenge yourself with, maybe you can find something good that's to your advantage, but it's going to be incredibly hard to pull off. So a mixture of that sort of curve, if you will. So I enjoyed that question. And as you know, even when you asked, probably a bit too early, that's the plan. That is what we want to accomplish. It's going to be a while until that's implemented, but that's where we're kind of aiming for. All right, I think, oh wait, we got more questions. Yay, no loot boxes. Correct. Yes, verily. Will characters from EVERSPACE 1 be making returns? Well, that's spoiler territory. We can't talk about that on the live stream. Gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, silly question. We would just be real. Yes. But can I build a base? Asked Andrew Jackson. Well, I mean, kind of. Maybe. A little bit. Possibly. Sort of. More information in the future. Stay tuned to this channel, Rockfish Games, for more information on home base customization. Could you put a banana somewhere on the ship textures for scale? Stream knows I want to. I think that we should do this. Oh my gosh. Alex. Design a banana, put it in the cockpit for scale, please. Oh wait, that wouldn't be Alex, that would be that'd be Tilo? Tilo, do it. Make it happen. Will there be banana ships in game? Well, I mean, if you're comparing the banana-like ships in EVERSPACE 1, then the chances, I mean, I suppose that this could be a very split topic to discuss. But maybe. Cockpit baubles now have to be a thing so that one can be a banana. Oh gosh, did we do that? Did this just happen? All right, I want some more solid questions. We've been a little bit silly for a while, and again, I think that's great. I'm glad that we can have a lot of fun in these streams. But I know that you guys are itching for like some really heavy details. And I want to talk about those things. Like for one of the things, the home base area got a rework, which we aren't really talking too much about just yet, but I'm kind of giving you like a little bit of a sneak peek here. A lot of these zones that you're even accustomed to in the alpha, they're getting changed around a bit. Still finding territories to balance and all that type of stuff. I want to tilt towards the sun because I want to get a different ship. Oh, the ship's gonna move slightly here. Boop. Okay. I want to look around, get some different colors going on, just to clean things up a little bit. But otherwise, yeah. There's always money in the banana ship. Here, wait, banana ship. Hang on. We're getting there, boys. I'm not sure we have a good wing set for this, but hey, wait, hang on. We're getting there. We're getting there, team. Is there anything that looks like the end of a banana, like a peel? Hey, this might work. There's your banana ship, folks. Obviously, way more customization in the future than just this little bit of sliver. That's what we can do for now. It's banana-esque, okay? Steam Workshop support for like skins or mods, asks Boo Morgan. Yeah, so I know that a lot of people have been questioning if there's gonna be mods or not. We did talk about it early in the stream, no big deal. We love it conceptually. We think that it could be an amazing tool to add mod support into the EVERSPACE franchise, for sure. We think it would be amazing. There are a ton of factors that go with that type of development, including time. Time is a massive, massive factor there. So when I tell you that the team is like, yes, this would be really cool, it's not something where it's like, yeah, that's going to be a guaranteed sort of element that dives in, right? We have a lot of work cut out for us already. We're still putting the missions in place. We're still building out a lot of that content, the customization, as an example. We're still getting the itemization. There's still a lot more keywords on items themselves that you have not even been exposed to yet. all of the legendaries, all of the side missions, the various types of jobs that you can pick up, the certain relationships that certain factions have with one another, and the reputation markers. Like, there's just a ton of detail that we're putting a lot of emphasis in, where mod support, like, yes, it sounds really cool. It would be really great, especially to be able to change all of those things that we listed, but dang, man, that's gonna be... We have to make sure that if we do approach something like that, we have all the necessary tools and abilities to make it what it needs to be. And as of right now in this time, it's just it's a desired thing, but it's not a very high priority thing, okay? So that's kind of where that step is right now. But but know that we love people asking for it. We know that it could produce some incredible results. You just gotta give us time. Just gotta give us time. Is it possible to take notes on the space map to mark important places? Asked Doberdan333. I think that's a pretty neat question. So we do have different markers that will help you track side missions and whatnot. And there is a marker, let me see if I do it correctly. Yes, you can double click on certain areas, so that way, like whenever you're here, for example, you can see out there, that's where the ulcer is. We would fly off in that direction. We have it pinpointed. So there's different ways that you can do that. Currently, there's only one like super objective that would marker like that. You can't like flag a part in the middle of nowhere, for example. But yeah, you would see like a blue indicator saying, hey, this is your main objective. You would see a green one saying, hey, this is a side mission you have. So you do have different markers and trackers that will exist here. To customize them, though, there's really only this one for right now. I think when we have more content inside of the game, like trade lanes, for example, there might be more room for that. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, Dober, to go to our Steam forums and write up a little message to us and say, hey, it would be really cool if we could have custom markers on the map. Because that way it stabilizes that response. We're able to communicate directly with you. It becomes easier for us to interact with. And we also get to hear the rest of the community share in that idea as well. So definitely utilize those forums if you guys can. Mephisto Lord, I have to go back to your statement. Really appreciate the praise. It's a different game. And you know, I really want to just share that, like, we love other space games that are out there and what they're accomplishing, because that's our lifeblood, right? Like, we get inspired by so much other content that exists that it just brings everything all together, really. We don't really think of it as a competition. We think of it that we're just straight up better. No, but no, with all sincerity, we love the variety that other games like that are producing. Even the ones that are coming out more like sooner than later. So it's great. It's seriously fantastic. And we're taking notes. And I'm sure they're taking notes. They probably did take notes. Oh my gosh. Why in the... I know Hazy's like, hey, something disconnected. My, just having a slight technical issue. Don't worry about it. The stream's fine. Speaking of the stream, 2 minutes left. What? Where's the time gone? We've been really silly this stream. And I hope that you guys appreciate that. Like, I really enjoy having fun with you all. I'm also very appreciative of you guys and asking all of these rich questions. Like, we've had a lot of really cool discussions going on here. Here's one of those unknown signals that can just randomly pop up. So like right here, we got this unknown signal now. We could go do this. That's pretty cool. Is there a possibility to see some tiny people walking around inside stations and windows, or maybe have some man-sized trucks cars to get a sense of scale? Zinde, whew. That would be awesome. That level of detail is great. We like levels of detail. That is a tricky one to respond to. Mostly because that'd be pretty challenging. Awesome, don't get me wrong, but that would be pretty challenging to pull off. Where's all the loot? Give me the loots! Pew! Maybe over here? There's a signal here for a reason. Oh, this is just a small cluster of asteroids. Oh, wait. I think I found it. Yeah, T3 Cube. I get the question about taking notes and whatnot on various parts of the map. I like that idea conceptually. We'll just have to see. I really don't know. Let's try that again. It's fine. Everything's fine. I need my light ship for these little moments. Also, can you see what's going on here with this motion on the ship? You can see those little thrusters, right? I also make sure anybody who's missed these, we do have lateral thrusters on the ship. So there's like one on the side, one on the top, another one on the side over here. Like they all operate to give you feedback based on how you're moving the ship up, down, left, and right. So like if I'm going in a circle, you can see very clearly those lateral thrusters working hard. A feature request from the community, by the way. All right. I'm gonna answer one more question. Then I'm gonna transition over to the end screen and tell you a little bit about how you can check out more EVERSPACE 2 content. And I'm gonna do that by sneaking over to Selba and showing you this area once again. Beautiful. And you get a nice slice of a banana cockpit. Delicious. And nutritious. Alright, so. I missed a question. 4K HDR for next generation consoles. I mean, we'll see what the next generation consoles do, and if we come to them. If we do end up coming to future consoles, we will make specific announcements about that. As of right now, EVERSPACE 2 is coming to PC, obviously, Mac and Linux, as well as PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So just keep that in mind. But we will make announcements if any partnerships show up and we're gonna do anything else. Legitimately don't know. Seriously, I don't. That's Michael. You can ask Michael that question. But pretty sure he wouldn't be able to answer it anyway, because there's a lot of stuff that would go into that, I would think. So, I digress. I said one more question, and now I'm not. And now I'm going multiple. I don't even care. Let's keep answering questions. Oh yeah, Michael even had an official response. His responses were super excited about both next-gen consoles, but we cannot comment any further without shooting ourselves in the foot. We'll announce more when the time is right. There you go. There's your official answer after the official answer. Boom. But his is more official because he's my boss, and if I were to try and claim something was more official than his, that probably wouldn't be a good way to interact with said boss. I know my place. Michael's a fantastic guy, and he's amazing. So, he's got the deets for you. And I'm glad that he's in the streams helping you guys get those deets. It's legit. Is it possible to take notes on the MISPO? We already discussed that. We do not at the moment. Hopefully we will have a discussion pertaining to making marks on the space map. Funny question. Out of all the showcases, your game might be a system seller for the new consoles for me. So 4K 60 frames per second on consoles. Gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see. Do you like the question? 2070 Super can play 4K 60 FPS? Oh, what I was saying... Oh, about the alpha. Will the alpha be updated? Yes. So, we actually had an update, and this is really my last thing that I get to say. If you don't have your question answered here, I encourage you to please go to the Discord, ask in the AMA. We will get you fixed up, I promise you, okay? So the last question here is if the alpha is going to be updated. We actually dropped an update to the prototype. Believe it or not, we dropped an update to the prototype and the alpha. It was kind of a hot fixy sort of thing. Pushed it through so you have a couple more little options in the menus. They were really heavily desired features, but that's really the last update to the prototype. Now the alpha is the full game at this time. That's legitimately the full game at this time. So it will transition through many updates when we hit the beta and the early access specifically. That is going to be the hot zone of all developmental needs and desires, okay? So we recently made an announcement that the alpha itself doesn't get an update until the beta. The beta is going to be a transformation from the alpha to the beta, obviously. And then the beta is going to get a transformation into early access. Early access to full release, about a year's worth of its life cycle from that point. It's going to get update after update after update after update after update after update. We're having a party with updates. All right. So that is the whole wraparound with all that type of stuff. All right, guys. I hope that you have really enjoyed the stream. I have really enjoyed having you with us. It has been my absolute pleasure helping answer any of your questions, and your attention has been fantastic. We had a lot of fun today. So definitely don't stop being awesome in that sense. I also have to just cut over here, talk about the Discord and a couple other sites and sounds you can go to. We should probably put Steam on here because the Steam forums comes up all the time. Steam forums is where you can drop your feedback, stuff that you see from the stream even. I don't care. You say, get this funky guy off the stream. I don't like him. He's ugly. You know, give us your feedback. It's fine. Just also know that you get banned if you said that because I'm a moderator. Huh! Anyway, we got discord.gg/rockfishgames. We got Twitch. We got Instagram. We got Twitter. We got YouTube. All of those different types of things. Absolutely go crazy. It's a lot of fun. Follow us. Have a good time. We obviously want to make sure that you are in the know. I say this every single stream. So if you missed a question, please, 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 please go to our Discord. Ask away. The community and the team are delighted to help clarify anything that was missed. We love you so much. It's kind of freaky, but it's always in a good way. It's never cringe, I promise. Okay, so, so all of that being said, you guys have seriously been awesome. I have been Eric Schrader, your community ambassador for Rockfish Games. Don't stop being awesome. I hope to see you next week, and, toodles!
And don't forget that you're really awesome to me and the team.